Good evening, everyone. The Bearded Humor one here, Andy Singer, with the Monday night Bearded Babble. Got someone lined up to speak with tonight. Going to do probably a check-in shortly with someone too. Me and Thor are here. Thor, want to say hi? Thor, hi. Want to say hi? Okay. All right, he's done with his introduction. I'm just sitting somewhere else on the couch tonight. I got Sully hanging out here behind me. No need to be scared about Sully there. He's a friend. So just checking in. Starting off with it's been 2020 again. That's all you have to say. A lot going on. Had to take Jaden out today. It was probably Jaden's second or third time actually leaving the house this year. We got him out. He had to go for some testing. We'll get the results from all that testing in a couple of days. But it was nice to get out. He enjoyed being out. He enjoyed seeing things that he hasn't seen. We went for a nice drive in the van, saw some stuff. It was a good time. Again, waiting for the results. We've had a good couple of days. I don't want to speak too much on it because usually that jinxes it. My wife will kick me if I say he's been having a good couple of days and then it goes downhill. So again, just I don't know. It's again just a tiring time. We didn't have a nurse this weekend, so I apologize to anyone that I'm talking to tonight. I will not nod off. I will not go to sleep. But since Thursday, I'm probably going on no more than 4 hours sleep. Pretty much adrenaline at this point, just hanging in there. So let's jump into it here. Let's see. Hold on one second. What do I got here? Oh, yeah, I am not... there we go. We are in with the one and only Cupcakes and Milk. It's the weekly check-in.
It's a weekly check-in. It's our mental health check-in. It's our mental evaluation.
How you doing?
I see it, bro. Oh, that's right. I'm trying to figure this out here with this. Hang on.
Yeah, something looks new, I think. I guess they updated. I think I updated the app today. I guess there's something new.
Yeah, they updated the app, and so.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems a little different, but okay. I got to tell you, the pictures that the missus put up yesterday, you guys on the beach, absolutely loved it. Looks like you guys had a wonderful day out there.
You know, we took Filipino food. We freaked everyone else out because they're used to, I guess, burritos and burgers and hot dogs, right? And we're there with liver. We're there with grilled pork belly, which is bacon, just fancy for bacon. Right. And so it depends on how you make love to your bacon. That gives you a different flavor, right? This one was a little smoky. I prefer my pork belly fried, though. I'm a fat girl inside, you know. Like, so, but aside from that, I've been growing the little restaurant group. You know, one little eatery at a time. And if people are struggling with some form of income, we pay for referrals. So anyone's open and available. I know. People see what's on the page there and try to judge it. Do it. But on the other side of it, there's
how can people find out more? Where can they check?
Contact me via DM. I'm approachable. I'm not one of those owners of stuff that actually disappears and then just you know you make it on your own or whatnot. I actually throw the ladder down. I come down. I help you climb. That's the only way I know how to do it because it's how I'm autistic, so I don't learn. You can't just give me something and let me figure it out. I need to see you, right? So I need to see you play with it. That's why I was good in the kitchen. I always had someone showing me how to work shit, right? I was never left alone to figure shit out. And so we brought that here, and it just works really better from culinary standpoint to culinary standpoint. People like to go eat. You're going to order food all the time. You might as well help them out. Those are the people I'm interested in. They're the people helping society. You know, they're the focus of what I'm trying to do so that when I have enough of these sceneries, my wife's going to take a road trip. We put all of our people on the map. We go eat right exactly where we're doing business at. Why not? right? They're helping my family out. So if I'm traveling, I'm coming to see them. You know, my family to your family. That's how we roll. Cupcakes and milk is a family thing, as awful as it sounds on the jokes, right? Ugh! CPS would be up my ass. Um, like today, I was having a conversation with my daughter, right? Very honest conversation about pills. I don't take pills, okay? But she remembers a conversation my wife and I had because my mom would take sleeping pills, and then in the morning she would wake up and not be so kind. Okay, just not nothing, no shame going on. Just what happens when the melatonin wears off and the cortisol kicks back in.
Yeah.
Okay, nothing wrong with it, right? And so I was like, had weed been more readily available around the time I was coming up, maybe it wouldn't have been a pill. Maybe it would have been something else, right? And then it got into this conversation about what it is, that how it helps people relax, about the inflammation, right? And I'm like, honey, did you know that people take pills to poop? Like when they can't poo, they give them a pill to poo. She goes, oh, that's funny, Dad. Like when you have a cold, right? Yeah. Yeah, well, when you got a cold, they give you a pill for the cold, right? And so when you're done with the cold, what happens? You don't need to take the rest of the pills if you don't go through them, right? The same thing with a poop pill. But honey, they give you this one with a stop pill. And she stops and thinks for a second, dude, all on her own, dude. And then she goes, oh, shit. Can't get mad at my kid. That's a perfect response.
That's that moment right there.
I wasn't going to expand and go, there's pills that go up your butt. I wasn't going to go into those. Okay? Ooh, got to set some limits somewhere.
Got conversations with them. It's important, though, to have the conversations with your kids. It's in this day and age, there's so much out there. My daughter has thanked me a lot of times. I had the conversations with her very early on. I held out probably more than most, allowing her to get on gaming sites and chat things and stuff like that, just because I told her more than likely someone that you think that you're chatting with is another, 12-year-old kid is a 45-year-old man. So no, and she's very cautious and she has a great head on her shoulder. And all the time she just does things that just make me proud and make me smile, and know that by having those conversations with them, by telling them the reality of the world and the hard truth, is as tough and as difficult as it is sometimes, it's important. You can't let them think this is a perfect world, because it is nowhere near a perfect world. They have to know the truth.
My therapist would be like, I check in with my therapist, dude. Like I sit up. If I can't sleep at night, I'm sending her messages. I think it's important to have a therapist.
Yeah.
I don't know why more guys don't have one. Okay. If you got money to blow on fucking beer, you can go ahead and blow money on some mental health problem. Look, you can save yourself all the money you need to fix every hole in the wall, Chad, by talking to someone. Hi, how you doing? Hi, this is what's wrong with you. Oh, this is great. I have no idea. How far back does it go? I don't know. Let's talk about your childhood. I don't want
that. That's why we need to chat more. That's why I gotta have you on. We gotta do another night, just you and I. We definitely gotta do a night soon, just you and I.
Whatever you say, man. I'm happy to just come on for 10 minutes. The shit gets heavy.
I know. It's always a joy to talk to you. Always going to check in with you. Always going to make you a part of the show. I'm going to continue on now with the night, but again, always good to check in with you.
Thank you. Love it. Love the shirt.
Always representing the cupcakes and milk, brother. Always are an inspiration. Don't forget that.
Thank you.
You know that. Peace, love, and I will chat later, my brother.
Love you, bro.
Love you. Always good. Check him out, Cupcakes and Milk. Definitely look into his stuff, see what he's got going on. And that's what it's about. I'm going to bring in our guest of the night here, Mr. Michael Klein. Hopefully we can connect. I know I've been having some Wi-Fi issues here. Let's see. Did not go through. Oh, are we on? There we are.
Oh, shit. What's going on, dude?
What is going on?
How's it hanging?
It is. It's 2020. I don't even know how to answer. 2020 is the answer to everything. That's just 2020, and then just whatever happens, happens. How have
Yeah,
you
been hanging, shriveled and to the left.
been?
It's been a fucking crazy year, right?
Wow. No.
But everybody's had one of those. I just want to get this fixed here. So, yeah, it's
What
just
what
been
what have you been up to? What's been keeping you going?
uh lately just fucking Joey Diaz all day, every day. It's it
Now
turns
that
into a fucking thing, man.
now that he's back in Jersey, are you getting to hook up with him a lot?
Yeah, I'm producing the podcast.
Wow. So you're there every day, pretty much.
So Sunday and Tuesday mornings we go there and try not to get too stoned beforehand.
Hey, it's Joey Diaz. I mean, what are you gonna do? It's
Yeah. Nah, it's on the weekends, he's got the family there, so it's like he doesn't want to be smoking up the whole house. But his daughter just started going to school this week, like 4 days a week, so weekdays is where it's at for that kind of shit anyway.
now how like was he thinking about it, or was he just one of those ones? Once everybody decided that L.A. and California was done, did he just that was it done? Because
No, no, he like I didn't know about it, obviously, but he even said on I think it was the church or maybe one of the podcasts he recently did with like Ryan Sickler or your mom's house or something. He was going like back in March. He was going and looking at houses with his wife. So it was kind of a thing where he was going to do it and then stay the rest of the summer and then move. Wait for the movie to come out because the movie Sopranos was supposed to fucking come out in September on my birthday, but that didn't fucking happen. So you know, shit got messed up, and he didn't really talk about it. So everybody thinks that he was fucking, you know, moving because everybody else was moving and all that shit. But it was kind of in the works, and it just kind of got finalized in like July, August. He was like, "All right, let's get out," because the first couple times I saw him and met up with him, he was telling me that it was fucking getting bad there, like right outside, like down the street. Like it hasn't gotten bad here yet, thank God, in the suburbs of New Jersey. But
it's I know too. I was talking to Donnell about that too, and the whole 2020, the whole everything made him realize too he doesn't need to be out there either. So
yeah,
he's got some things lined up, and he's looking at some different places too. It's just I think L.A. and California, and you realize Hollywood is anywhere. I mean, Hollywood is right here. The two of us talking. This
fuck it. Now it is,
it is.
you know,
It really is.
it,
People are realizing. It's nice to see so many people stepping up and realizing, hey, I think in the beginning, I think a lot of people sat back and said, let's just wait and see what happens. And
yeah,
then you
a
realize
couple are
that
still doing
wait,
that.
yeah, and then the wait is going to go on too long. So you realize what do you got to do? And that's why I'm doing this because again, I don't know what to do. I miss the stage. I miss talking to people. So I figured, well, this is the best that I can do. Let me just do this. And if it goes somewhere, it goes somewhere. If it doesn't, who cares? This is my Friday night out right here. This is my
Yeah,
night
dude.
talking to people, chatting to people, seeing another human being. Like again, I said, I took Jaden out for a bunch of tests today. It was
Yeah,
probably the third time out of the house all year, and like he was like he outside, and I was like, like I'm talking with like the techs and the doctors and everything today, and you get excited. I'm excited just to talk to another human being. I can't see their face because we both have masks on, but it's another
dude.
being. It's
It's an interaction,
yeah,
and dude, I had the weirdest fucking thing happen. I was going to Joey's one morning, and I say fucking a lot
that's
because
it.
it's my Friday night too. Fuck it. I was going to Joey's, and I was going up the turnpike, and I stopped at the toll, and the lady was like sitting there. I had my mask on, and not, I don't drive with it on the whole fucking time on the road, but I'll drive and put it on when I go to the toll because I'm a nice guy. But I get up to the toll and she doesn't have the mask on. She's like, "Oh, let me put it back on." And she's like, "I'm so sorry." I was like, "Oh, it's all right. I got mine on." She's like, well, you know, I'm supposed to have it on, so I apologize and whatever, whatever. And I drove away, and I was kind of like about to get pissed, but then I was like, that that was like the first fucking smile I've seen in 6 months, dude, of a person that's not living in my house or like, you know, immediate family and shit. So it's like I was like, fuck it, I don't even care. I'm in the
It,
car, I'm driving.
it's weird how exciting just a passing, a person, on the street and just making eye contact, because everybody kind of gives that same you don't say it so much, but it's how you doing, everybody knows that everybody's carrying heavy weight on their shoulders right now. So we all
Yeah.
know each other, and like you said, it's just that simple. Normally you would have been mad, but it was just like, wait a second, I just had an interaction with another human being.
Yeah. Take my money, fucking A. Give me COVID. I don't give a fuck. Speaking of COVID, you heard young Jamie got it?
No.
Rogan just posted a couple hours ago
Uh,
saying he's got to like cut the podcast off for like a week or so and see what's up with that shit, you know. Unless Yeezy's got some magical thing he can bring on,
yeah, that's
bring over on Friday.
so it's just it's going to happen. I mean, like Chappelle had the whole summer camp thing, and he had it locked down with everybody getting tested constantly, and it's
Yeah.
still that last week, so it somehow got in, and they did the right thing. They immediately shut everything down. Everybody that I believe was infected is doing fine. So,
Mm.
but it's. And I think now we're going to start to see numbers, unfortunately, get back up on the rise, and we just got to, like, again, just figure out how to deal with it. I've already put into my mind, I don't expect things to get back to normal till spring of next year. I'm putting that in my head right now. So if it happens sooner, I will
Yeah.
be joyfully happy about it. But if not, that's what I'm preparing for.
I
And
mean
I'm good.
that's what Joey's saying too. He's hoping that because the movie's supposed to come out the beginning of March, hopefully, God fucking forbid, and then he's gonna try and go back on tour, or at least he's trying. He's going up every Wednesday this week or this month at Uncle Vinny's.
Yes,
Um, but after that, he's just gonna, you know, he's got like some movie thing going on in November that he's gonna like take a little hiatus, and then he's gonna jump back into shit. I mean, we got to see what this winter's gonna be like, dude. Because I don't know about you, but I I have allergies and shit,
oh
and I
yeah,
cough and I sneeze and I fucking my nose drips, and I feel like I got COVID,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't think so. You know, I haven't gotten tested yet, but
Back in spring, I would have to remind myself every day. I would take the dog outside, and I would come back in, and as soon as I would come back in, I couldn't breathe. I'd start sneezing, and I'd be like, allergies, allergies. Like, say to
yeah,
myself, like, it's allergies, relax, it's allergies, it's out. But
I
now
know.
again, fall allergies are horrible. They started up
Yeah,
again a week or two ago, really bad. And again, same thing. Allergies, allergies. Remind yourself it's just allergies.
yeah, I got to keep on doing it, dude. There was so many times in the beginning of it when I was like playing Xbox with one of my friends, and I'm like, you know, I got baked beforehand because I can't do anything. I don't really drink that much, but we're playing Call of Duty, and we don't play like the zombie game and like just me and him versus like 18 bots, right? And I'm sitting there like having a fucking like anxiety attack. It felt like, dude.
I
I
know.
had to stop. I had to stop playing. I told him I was like, after this round, dude, I got to like take a little breather for a second there. It's like Jesus Christ, and it happened a couple times in the beginning, but ever since I don't know, maybe like July, I've been chill. I've been I don't know. It's a fucking weird thing to deal with, dude. One of my girlfriends, her mom's like cousin or something just got it too. Far down the line, like we haven't ever been around her or anything like that, but it's just weird. It's finally like hit somebody that we know like that, you know.
Yeah.
A lot,
I,
a lot of people that we know, like comedians, but I mean, personal family that we know.
and I
Fucking
was
crazy.
I knew a couple of people, had got it personally and did okay with it. And then Michael Yo, I worked with Michael Yo a bit here and there, and he
Yeah.
came out of New York. I believe it was the end of March, and he was doing a show, and my wife and I were like, we were so close to going, and we didn't because things were getting
Thank
really,
you.
It was
Yeah.
too much going on. Like now I would miss it. And then I didn't hear from him for a while. And then the next thing I know, he's posting up that he's in the hospital and he barely made it. And I'm like, what the hell happened? And
Yeah.
he's still, I mean, he made a full recovery. He was in bad shape, but he still has some weird things. I think he said like his eyesight, he's still having headaches. So, he's still got some after effects of it.
Yeah. Oh, I just read Maynard from Tool. He had it back in like February or March or some shit, and he's still got some lung problems going on with him, you know? And he didn't even say anything until like 2 weeks ago, like
Uh,
publicly, you know?
Good news for you and I. I've read in several places, and I don't. I try to stay away from stuff on the internet because it's never true. But I've researched. I've seen it so many times, and I'm pretty comfortable in saying that they say that COVID does not like THC.
Dude, I've read that a lot too.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that's been keeping me going is like,
So
hey,
every day I make sure to take my THC.
bring it on. I know. It's so funny too, because I didn't expect anything, but going over to Joey's house, he's like, here, this is for you. I'm like, oh yeah. But it's not like I'm a guinea pig or anything like that. Like he doesn't like give me something and tell me to take it right there. He just says, here, try this out later, you know? But
I've
yeah.
I've
Yeah.
and listen, you and I, we're the little folks. It's I've been around Donnell enough to know. I think it happened one or two times specifically, where he'll be smoking and he'll hand it off to me, and I'll just start smoking like I normally smoke, and I'll just be, and then 5 minutes later, then I look at him and I go, I'm not gonna be okay, am I?
Like what kind of weed was that, dude?
I'm used to Jamaican weed. That's what I'm.
Susquehanna.
I'm not. I've been on some good, but the good thing is at least I know when they're coming. You could see it coming, and you go, okay, I need some water and a comfortable place to sit down. And
Exactly.
I'll see you in about an hour or two. I'll be back.
Just keep the fucking Christmas trees and the fucking pugs away from me. I had a bad one time around Christmas time. Nah, but it's funny as shit. Like he's the coolest fucking dude, man. Like over the years, I've been getting closer and closer with him. Mainly, like it was through Twitter at first, but then he just like started calling me and calling me. And like I don't get calls a lot, but I mean it's just more than like a lot of my friends now. So it's kind of cool, man. It's like
Yeah, trust me. I know the feeling. It's I've like whenever Donnell calls, it's
you're
funny.
like what?
Yeah, like I still get excited about it. Like Michael Yo. It's funny though. Whenever Paulie Shore calls me, my wife jumps because I have different ringtones so this way I know like who's calling me.
Who it is? Yeah.
She jumps and runs and she'll plant her ear right next to my ear and she'll just sit there just to listen to him because Paulie Shore is Paulie Shore.
He sounds like Pauly Shore on the phone.
Just like Donnell's always
Dude.
Donnell, Joey's always Joey. It's
Dude, I got a phone call from Pauly Shore one time, and I was standing in line at Chipotle. I was like the fucking perfect like place for me to get a call from him. Like, oh, what are you doing, man? It's Pauly Shore, bro. I'm like, I'm about to get a burrito. He's like, oh, that sounds delicious, man. He's a funny dude, man.
He is. He truly is, and he's got a great heart.
Yeah, that I'm so glad that they finally released that church episode. That the final church episode was with him, because I remember it was like 480 something was the original one that he was supposed to be on, and that was 817 the last one. So it was like 2 years.
Wow.
I made a fucking I heard that he was actually. It went live that night because back then they were doing YouTube live, and I started watching it, but then I fucking fell asleep. I wonder why, because it was like they started at 9, 10 o'clock West Coast, so it was already 12, 1 o'clock my time. I was like, you know what, I'm going to bed. I got to wake up and make a poster for this thing, so I'm gonna whatever. So I did that, and then I was about to post it, and he was like, "No, we're not putting that one out right now."
Oh.
I'm like, oops, okay. But
Uh,
it finally saw the light of day. No, it sucked, like most of them. But yo, we haven't. I think I just looked, and the episode of my fucking podcast that I haven't done in over a year and a half myself was 47, dude. August 16th, 2018.
wow.
It's been like 2 years and 2 months.
Wow. I think your podcast, I think, may have been the first podcast I ever did.
Oh yeah,
I think it was. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. I think your podcast was my first podcast I ever did. Was You Broke My Cherry.
I broke your cherry. Well, this is my first video one, really. I've never, I don't think I've been on a video one. I know it's like, Instagram, but it's
Yeah.
still like you could
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know if I'm going to do a podcast. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I figured let me at least jump on here, one night a week and just talk to people and
Dude, this is awesome, man.
just figuring it out. Like I said, and again, it's getting a good message out there. It's making people laugh. That's all we can do right now. I mean,
Yeah, you're showing people that they're not alone because you're sitting there just like we are,
yeah, exactly, exactly. How's
living life.
what else have you been doing? How's your comedy creative flow been? I know 2020. I know messed.
Dude, I've been thinking about stand up for a long time, but even before I like started working with Joey, but I never pursued it. And since I started working with him, I thought about it. Then I decided not to because I was like, you know what? Fuck this shit. Am I really gonna try and do something that one of my fucking idols is like, I can't like. It's weird. It's very weird. But I did this. I did music though, and I fucking if I would have met like Lane Staley, I would have fucking did whatever. But
Let me
it's a weird situation.
Yeah, let me say something real quick because you and I are both kind of in a very similar situation in how we've connected with great comedians and they've become great friends and what we
Yeah.
do. And the thing, and I don't want to speak for you. I'm just beginning to understand and accept this. The reason why you were accepted by a Joey Diaz, the reason I was accepted as a friend by a Donnell Rawlings, it's because we're funny people. You have to accept that. You have to accept it.
Yeah, I guess.
Are we on that level? I don't think I'm on that level. I've had Donnell tell me that I'm close to that level, that I could be on that level. So believe in yourself. Understand that there is something about you that you've connected with as many people as you have that
Oh, thank you.
very funny there. And I noticed you would be amazing on stage. So knowing that you're thinking about it, I'll be pushing you too.
Well, thanks, man. And I can't wait to fucking see you on stage. I can't believe your first like set was really at Caroline's. Pretty fucking badass, dude.
Donnell, he threw Charlie Murphy on stage, and then he threw me on stage. And when he told me, he said, "I've only forced a few people on stage, and one of them was Charlie Murphy." And then he was trying to bully me into going on stage. And then I realized there's a reason why. And once you accept that, listen, once you get up on that stage, once you connect, once you see laughter, once you feel it,
Oh yeah,
the greatest addiction. I miss it so much.
I know, man. I mean, I felt just from hosting like we did open mics around here. Me and my friend Bob Bowling, we hosted an open mic for a couple of years before this fucking bullshit started. And even before that, like I've been doing music since I was like 15, 16. So like I've always been like playing guitar on stage and like talking to people and shit. So it's like I understand what it is, but I've never. I mean, I mean, so, once in a while I'll like say something to like a bandmate or somebody on the stage with me, and like they'll laugh, and then the people out there might laugh, and I'm just like, oh shit. But you know, I was going to Helium in Philly for week like since last November. I was going like every like week or like every couple weeks whenever I could because we had just had a baby in September, our second son. So it's slowly getting busy from December till, last month, and now it's just like, "Wah!" But you know the deal. So I was going there. I actually interviews to become like to start working there before, like in March, like the beginning of March. I went in for like one or two interviews, and they seemed cool. Like they were gonna call back, and like they knew who Joey was, and that was cool. Like they thought that would be a cool thing to have it come in there, and like I asked them if they did podcasting and shit, and they were like, "No, we don't got no room for it." But and then COVID fucking hit, so I couldn't go back. And now they're starting a podcast company or network or some shit. I'm like, thanks, guys.
I
But
was on my open mic night thing. I think I got 3 in January when the flu season started to hit, and we started to hear of this, this virus from overseas, and it was
yeah,
just like, all right, let me back off a little bit, and then things just went downhill, and like I said, and this was going to be I was going to open mic the hell out of this year. I was
yeah.
all I wanted to do, and just get a couple of gigs in, get a couple of little shows. That's all I wanted to do.
I wanted to go like a few times before I signed up. Like I finally signed up the last 2 times that I went, didn't get picked, and then the shit went down. So it's like, fuck, man. But then, ever since that happened, it's like, you know, at first everybody was still kind of iffy on the tour dates. So like March, April, I was still kind of like doing some work for like Joey and Rogan, like and Josh Wolf, here and there. And Steve Byrne I was working for a lot too. And then like it just dropped off. Once Steve stopped doing shit, I stopped hearing from him and Brenton from the Comedy Store. And then Josh Wolf kind of slowed down a little bit. He started to pick up again.
Yeah, so
But then I was like, fuck, man, what am I gonna do? And then I just kind of started talk. That's when Joey really started like calling me a lot more, and it was more consistent. Because I started the Instagram for him, so it was like I had that, like I was handling that for him because he didn't want to like take it over because he doesn't know this fucking world. Like he knows Twitter and Periscope a little bit and Patreon, But I mean, I don't know. I tried to get him to do Instagram a couple times and take it. He actually, one of the last times he went live with it, and Lee was helping him out with it over there in California. But I don't know. Like, it just got really busy with that shit, and we got really tight. And he started making plans, and then finally July came, August. I think it was actually late July. I got an email from him saying, if you want to start helping me do what Lee's doing for me in Jersey, you got the gig. And I was like,
oh,
ah, yeah.
home run.
Let me reply to that email
Yeah.
before I get out of bed, please. So I did that, and it was just a waiting game from then, dude. I was just like so anxious. Like I want to fucking get this started. I want to make sure everything's right. I had to make sure because they left, and Lee and him just packed up the whole office and just like threw it all in bins and moved it over here. So the first time I went over there, I had to go through all of their equipment and shit and see like what they had and what was still working and like what we could use for this. And it was a little bit of a mess, but we got through it. We figured out that we just needed like a couple different things that are now like back ordered and all that bullshit. So I've been doing it on my phone. Just like I've been making all these fucking pictures and shit. So it works. So we're getting 2 iPhones coming like Friday. We're gonna set that up. There's fucking cool fucking apps, man, that you like. Obviously, I'm like the app motherfucking guru here. I don't really choose to be, but you can use your phone and your iPad as a switcher for like multi-camera shit.
Wow.
So I'm gonna have two phones set up, and then my iPad, and then I'm gonna use that to switch cameras and shit. And hopefully, it works out and is able to record for like an hour without fucking up, like all three things. You know, that's my only fucking worry, is that something is gonna mess up. Like I've had my phone working. I got that plugged in with like a shotgun microphone sitting right on top of it, pointing right at him. At first, we had a lapel mic, and that was just like too. So it's just fucking crazy that we can do this shit now with that equipment, and we're even gonna like. There's another app that works with this one that we're gonna talk to the people that run it, and they're like a live streaming app, so we might be able to use the switcher to go live on like YouTube and like shit like that if he wants to do like, you know, fights, companion kind of things, or like a live something with like something that's going on live, you know. So it's fucking gonna be cool, man. I just hope that it gets better. We chill out with this fucking COVID shit, and people can just get back together again, and we don't have this fear of fucking worrying about somebody coming in to do a podcast sitting at a table if we're going to catch something, you know. So, but he's had several tests since he's come back and done the movie and all that shit. I haven't had one yet, but if any of us around here get any kind of symptoms that resemble that, I'm going, you know, to get tested. So everything is tip-top magoo, as he would say. So hopefully he wanted to do Uncle Joey's Joint as his own thing at first, you know. He wanted to just do himself, like at the bar. But the bar thing was a little too much at first. All the shit that we needed couldn't get here soon enough. So we're working on that slowly. We're build that up. But we're just gonna continue to work, and fucking hopefully people can start coming over, maybe have like, even if it's just like a couple guests, maybe like get Jim Florentine over, or like somebody, you know, that Vic DeBetto guy or something like that, you know, people that are around the way that he's already friends with and shit. So it's cool. I'm just trying not to fucking laugh too loud in the background. Everybody thinks it's fucking his wife or his daughter. I'm like, oh man, I'm trying not to like giggle too much, but sometimes it's like out loud, like, oops.
Do you ever, like, you know, there's sometimes like I have a common expression. My wife hears me say it all the time too. Like I'll be doing something for one person, then I'll get a phone call from another person, and then someone new will reach out to me and be like, hey, and I'll just turn and I'll look at her and I'll go, who am I? Who am I? Like, where I connected with like all these people, and I got, you know, and it's just like, and the thing is, you just gotta enjoy it. It's just wonderful, man. We're a part. We've been fortunate enough to put our funny energy out into the world, and it's been accepted back by some of the greats. And you've seen the other side of the velvet rope, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it's a different world, and in the comedy world, it's amazing. It's to see like great comedians together all the time. It's you can't. It's magical just to watch like a room full of great comedians together, and what they say, and they don't have to worry about how it's going to be manipulated or someone's going to post it up or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's just free, truthful comedy. It's a wonderful thing, and we're a part of making the world laugh. You can't ask for. To me, this is the greatest job in the world. Just being people laugh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I kind of pinch myself. Like the last couple of times, like I went and got in the car to drive over there. I'm like the other morning, I got pissed off because my fucking I couldn't take this knot out of my shoelace. I'm sitting there like, motherfucker, like what the fuck? Like what the fuck? If life was a fucking person, I'd slap that motherfucker in the face, because they're fucking with me every fucking time they get a chance. Then I'm like okay, I'm like going to a job right now that I've dreamt of before that nobody else in the world's fucking doing, you know? And turns my fucking attitude right around.
It's a blessing. Like even before, when I was out with Jaden, I was in the parking lot of the doctor's office, and we were waiting for the doctor to call us so we could go in to start all the testing. And Donnell called me, and he heard me on my speakerphone in my van, and he was like, "Wait a second, like you don't leave the house." So he said, and I said, I said, well, we're going in to, to get some tests done. And he was like, "Oh, forget it." He's like, "Just forget it," because he had a bunch of stuff that he do. And he's like, "Forget it." He's like, "You just take care of what you got to take care of," And again, too, you forget about the work, and it just becomes take care of the family, and that's what it becomes. It becomes family with a lot of these people.
Yeah, man.
And
It really is. We ask each other, like, that's the first and last thing we say to each other when we get on the phone. How's the kids?
yes,
How's the wife?
family.
That's all that fucking matters, dude. You know, this that's one thing that this year has proven is fucking family and love is what really matters, man.
Yeah.
So I just hope that we can all continue to see that, you know. And fucking wear your goddamn mask to the store until they say we don't have to anymore, motherfucker. Jesus Christ. Do you see all the, like, that fucking picture I posted today with Michael Scott with his fucking finger out of his pants?
Yes.
So many people commented on it, like, oh, I never wore one, never going to, whatever. Like, I'm not even starting to comment on this fucking post. I don't even know why sometimes I don't know why I post shit. Because I'm like, I don't even care to hear people's reactions sometimes, you know? I guess that's what the turn the comments off thing is for.
Yeah.
But then that kind of like, I don't know, that makes me feel like they won anyway.
Yeah, I've changed my posts. I mean, I pretty much keep my posting either extremely funny or about the family or about what's going on too, because I got tired of exactly what you were just talking about. I got tired of it. I put my energy out there, and then you start getting the bad energy on top of it, and it's just like it kind of defeats the purpose. So now I don't I try not to give the option for even dealing with the bad energy because I don't even want to deal with it.
Yeah.
Like you said, I'm doing things that make me happy. I'm working with people that make me happy, that make people happy. So I just want to just keep that going,
Yeah, man. It's a beautiful life right now. So hopefully it gets better. You guys are continuing to be an inspiration for everybody, dude. I mean, as soon as this is over, just like I told Lisa, you're getting a motherfucking hug from me because you're not that fucking far.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Jesus Christ. I want to hug that beard too, just the beard. But yeah, it's been a fun year, dude. It's been crazy. And in the background too, I'm still like working with Joe a little bit. We're still communicating, even though he's not really doing any gigs at all. But see where shit goes.
Yeah, that's it. You just, like I said, keep doing what you're doing because believe me, you always have been an inspiration too.
Thanks, man. You are.
Accept it. You are. You do great stuff, and I'm really thrilled to hear that you're thinking about getting into stand-up. And it's no longer you're thinking about; you are going to get into stand-up.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to a lot. Ever since that happened and it stopped, like, couldn't even go anymore. Kind of just like, I don't know. It was like I dipped my toe, and then I couldn't even go back to the pool to see if it was cool, like warm yet.
But remember too, also is that we've been given a gift. There have been times where I got very used to Donnell being on stage. I never get to know his routine because he's one of those ones where he gets up on stage and it's the same premise of the joke, but the joke is never the same.
Yeah.
And like I'm always amazed by that. But I started getting like comfortable and like okay, and then one day he actually it was at Caroline's, and I went up and I did 5 minutes for him, and he was mad at me. I've never seen him mad. He got off the stage and he walks up to me with this look in his eyes and he yelled at me. And he's like, who the fuck was that on stage? He goes, I go to your house, and he goes, I see the most animated person I've ever seen. You know, my son being deaf, you know, everything is physical.
Visual. Yeah.
And he was like, you just stood there and held the mic for 5 minutes. He goes, what the hell was that? And he walked away. And I was in like that, I don't need this shit. Like, what the? I was going to go back to the green room and just smoke it out and forget about it. And then I said, wait a second. I said, the master just gave me advice, which I've been asking for forever, which he would never give me advice. I stood at the back of Caroline's while he absolutely destroyed Caroline's on a second set on a Friday night. And I didn't listen to a word he said. I didn't listen. I watched the physical. And I didn't realize, like, he would move his eyebrows more in an hour on stage than I probably move my eyebrows all year.
Yeah.
Learn that. Like, you're going to, you know the routines, you know the jokes, you know where it's going. Watch the interactions with the audience. Watch the physical. We've been given a gift where you can learn from the best. So, and it really does, it makes you, you know, it's going to only improve you. That's what it's going to do, because if you're around the best is going to rub off. So use it.
Yeah. Use it or lose it, bitch.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. I get it. And he says, like, he studies, you know, like Robert Plant and like other like singers and bands and shit, the way they move and the way they're on stage. So he's trying to bring a whole different thing into the comedy thing too. But I see it with Joey though, like when he does some shit and he like looks over to you and like does a little eyebrow thing or like does this or some shit. You know?
Those little things that can really make it that much better.
Yeah, yeah. So it's fucking, it's wonderful, man. I don't know. I don't even know what else to say, but I'm just really happy that, I mean, I'm not happy that this is happening, the pandemic, that basically the reason that it is the way it is because of that shit, but I'm glad I'm here to help pick up where he wanted to start back up again, and the fact that he even asked me is fucking crazy. So
again, accept that and understand that. Like I said, I know, because you are a lot like me. Like I said, we have a lot of things in common. The way, you know, the way we do, the way we connect with people. Accept that, like I said, it's for a reason. You're a funny motherfucker. You've got something. Share it. Keep sharing. You know, you're sharing it through people. Keep sharing it through people, but start sharing it on your own too.
yeah, man. Well, ditto, motherfucker. Keep it up. And I don't know. It's been weird. Like, have you? I mean, I've heard you say on. I was watching a couple of other babbles. It's been weird. Like, since when this all started, like making funny shit and like keeping up on stuff and like that. Like, it's kind of gotten difficult to do what we do a little bit. You know, I haven't really done that much, and a lot of the shit that I do post is like hashtag TBT and FBF because I fucking made it 2 years ago, and what the fuck?
That was upsetting me a lot. I was really getting down, because in the beginning of the year, I had a lot of stuff. I was going hard with everything. I didn't care. We were crossing some lines, and then you really started to see just how bad it was getting. And then it was like, okay, you know, I don't think I want to do that right now. Too many people are being affected. You know, there were a lot of good jokes in the beginning, but then once you started to see the mortality rate go up, it was like, eh. And then I couldn't even get like my regular comedy. You know, I was like, do I want to write COVID stuff? No. And then I was coming up with some, and then I went into a darkness. And then I remember Donnell reached out to me too, and he was going through it too. I think we were just starting to come out of it. We were starting to bounce some stuff off of each other to try to get each other's, you know, brains firing again, and that it was okay. But so, I mean, I've had a couple of good nights of writing here and there. Every now and then I'll be like, oh my God, like, where'd that come from? And I'll get some really good writing. But I stopped forcing myself, because I want to say in April or May, I think, probably like May, I was just like, oh my God, I haven't done anything in a month. Like everybody else is going stuff. And you see everybody else doing stuff, and then that starts to bother you, and then you're like, no, 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 no. I can't let that bother me.
Yeah.
I can let it motivate me, or I can just let it go, because there were one or two things too that I kind of pushed, and it was crap. If you force something, if it doesn't, if your initial isn't, oh, that's good. If it's like, okay, I got this, I can work with it. Let me see what I can do with it.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I don't want to put that out either, because, and I really am. I'm still kind of in a funk, but it doesn't bother me. Like I said, before, like if I couldn't come up with something like once a day, it was like the worst day in the world. Like I couldn't, there was a time when I was sending Donnell at least 10 things a day, on average 10 things a day.
Is that what your thing was? Like you would just pump them out to him? And
yeah. I still do that. I still every now and then, like comedians, like I may not even know who they are. They may be following me, or I may follow them because I saw something funny. I constantly, if I'm scrolling through Instagram and something clicks in this burnt out line, and like I said, I don't know who they are, and I don't know what their level of comedy is, I'll send something. And sometimes they'll, oh my God, who is this guy? Like this is, and other times I'll get like I'll get the occasionally I'll get the, please don't send that anymore. Like, I don't find that funny. I'm like, okay, like, all right, now I know where you stand, and that's fine. But
my bad.
that's kind of my way of trying to keep things going. Like I'll see something at the spur of the moment, and then, okay, what do I see in that picture? And then send that, instead of trying to, okay, what's the hot topic? What can we do for everybody? It's just, I mean, I almost hate to say this, but I get most of my headlines. I go to Twitter for most of my headlines. That's
what fucking works.
It's what's trending. It's what's going on. And lately, like I said, it's barely anything. I'm just like, and I look at it and I go, okay, nothing. I'm fine.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's been hard. So I've been doing like a lot of the recently. I tried to get into that deep fake shit, but the shit that you need to do it, I just didn't have the equipment, and I just wasn't paying for all the computer, and I don't know. It seemed as difficult as it was for me to start my podcast when I started. Before I started it, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to like put some real thought into it, like deep neural thought into it."
Yeah.
So I was like, but then that Reface app came along, and I saw that like real quick, and I was like, "Ooh, let me check this out, mother." Yeah. So I try not to do like the ones that come up free, but I don't know. That shit got old pretty quick, so I haven't done them in a while.
I think that app burnt that out, because I think you had some really great artists that were doing it, and there were only a few, and there are only a few people out there doing it, and then all of a sudden, then like I'm seeing people that I know through soccer moms from like my daughter's school.
Yeah.
Like, wait a second, how? And then I'm like, oh, there's an app now. Everybody's doing it. And it's like, oh my God, like, okay.
Yeah. At first, I didn't say nothing about I didn't put a hashtag Reface app or nothing on that shit. And the way I was doing it, I was like looking up specific things and then cutting all the different clips together. Hopefully they look right, and then put music over top of that, like trying to make it look like it was an actual thing. But it was fun. But something else, I've been working on with that app called Procreate. I don't know what you have an iPad or?
No, I haven't. My daughter has my iPad, so I don't have an iPad. So no.
Okay, I've been fucking working on the iPad a lot lately, because I also do the Joey Diaz clip thing on YouTube. That other page that does like church clips and now joint clips. So I have that thing up constantly. But I have Procreate. That's like an amazing drawing app. I don't know if you're into like drawing, but like you are. And you should get a fucking iPad, and you should use it. It's like $10.
Wow.
And then that's it. It's not like a paid one. And it's got layers. It's basically like Photoshop, but you can draw, Wow. It's pretty badass. Been using that a lot. I use this app called Video Leap for the videos. Like it can handle hour 2-hour-long
Yeah.
things. So
I've messed around. I have Video Leap on my phone, and I've used it 1 or 2 times to put some things together.
yeah, that's what I use for all those
Yeah.
repaste things.
Wow.
It's so funny. And half of them, like I would put my own music on them, like that I wrote, but I didn't say anything because it kind of was like shitty music or just funny, like on purpose.
And that again, that's inspiring. That's great. It's just about keep on creating, keep on figuring out what to do next. Because again, we don't know how long this is going to go on for.
Yeah.
Um, but we definitely have to do a show together. We definitely got to get up on stage, you and I.
I would
We
love that, man. I would love to try and do it before that, though. Just to get that initial couple of bombings out of the way, I guess.
ah, that's all part of
And
learning. That
yeah.
some of those become the best stories, though. It's
Yeah.
all part of it.
Yeah. So that would be great, man. And how far away are you from here?
Where are you? You're
I'm in it's like 20 minutes outside of Philly. I'm in Voorhees,
okay.
basically, New Jersey.
Um, I guess the closest. Do you know? Have you ever been up to a Giants or Jet Stadium?
I've been around there, yeah. So
I'm
around that way.
I'm 5 minutes from Giant Stadium.
All right. Yeah.
Uh,
So you're very close.
well,
Especially near where Joey lives because he's up north about an hour from here. So
what am I 150 153 on the Parkway?
okay, nice. Well, as soon as this shit clears up, man, we got to get back to. I mean, you're gonna do like open mics and shit, right? When the shit back opens back up, like
When it
is that your plan?
absolutely, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. I hope it does. I mean, I hope it does before the winter. I hope it does during the winter. But honestly, if it keeps me and my fucking family safe, I'm down to stay inside until next spring. I don't give
Yeah,
a fuck,
yeah.
you know? And hopefully by then we'll have a cure or like we'll figure out that, yeah, it was a hoax or whatever. But until Target stops telling me to fucking put a mask on when I walk in the door, shut the fuck up.
It's yeah, we're going to get there. Like I said, we don't know when, but we are going to get there. We're going to get back to normal. We're gonna do it all again. But you just hit the nail on the head, though. This is a great time for family.
Yeah.
And a lot of time, in the beginning, you kind of go a little stir crazy, but then you got to figure out how to work with everybody in the house. And
Yeah, that was a thing.
having a teenage daughter, I mean, it's wonderful. We've gotten closer than ever. We have a
That's
lot of.
cool.
She's gotten us into like anime and manga now, watching some of her shows, and like we look,
Awesome.
those are our fun family nights.
Oh yeah, man. That's
Brad,
pretty awesome, dude.
make the best of it. We have 134 remaining before the time goes out. Um,
Bro, you let me
please
know.
plug away anything that you want to plug away.
Just Uncle Joey's joint. That's about it, man. My tag is still One by One podcast.
One by One podcast.
I don't fucking have it. Well, it's still up. It's still there. Everything's still there. But I haven't done one. I haven't had time. I've just had family and been real fucking busy lately. So yeah, just Uncle Joey's joint. Lee started his podcast. What was I thinking? So he's got that. So go fucking listen to that shit and just stay tuned, man. It's good. It's gonna be a ride, and things are gonna keep getting better. If you notice, like every episode gets a little different, the
Listen,
look and everything. So
it's a learning curve. Donnell, I think, is on his, I don't know, somewhere 30th or somewhere around there, and it's still a learning curve.
yeah, man.
It's gonna be. It's gonna be a learning curve. Just keep it
As long
going.
as you're getting out there and getting to the people, that's all that fucking matters, dude.
Have
Just
fun
like
with
this, and
it.
keep doing this, please.
And you keep doing what you're doing. And again, I am so glad to hear what you got going with Joey and everything like that. That's just absolutely awesome news. That puts a smile on my face from ear to ear,
Thanks,
man.
man.
Proud.
Thank you. Much love to the family, brother. Tell them give them my hugs.
Absolutely. Peace,
Love
love,
you.
laughter. Love you too, brother. I'll talk to you
All right.
soon.
Talk to you,
Later.
man. Peace.
I got 4 seconds. Just wishing everybody peace,
love